It's 6:40. Let's have a look at the front pages for you now. The Times quotes the Archbishop saying you are still in the saddle as he led tributes to the Queen yesterday. It was the Archbishop of York,
yeah.
of course, yesterday.
Well, the Mail describes the feud between the Cambridges and the Sussexes as painfully distant with no signs of reconciliation.
Gutted, says the Star, as dumped lovers learn that beer bellies are not so sexy after all.
Yes.
Shock horror.
The Mirror. It's time to go through the papers now. Joining us this morning is the former editor of the Daily Star, Dawn Neeson, and writer and journalist Emma Wolfe. Welcome to you both. Yeah. Dawn, the Queen is watching over you.
I know.
Better watch what you say.
Slightly worrying. Actually, if you look at one angle, it looks like I'm actually wearing a crown.
Does it?
By the way, yes.
No.
Oh, I see. We'll try and look at you from that angle. Oh, there you
go.
I mean, you see, because you're wearing a crown. Oh, brilliant. Yes. Just for those of you listening on the radio who must be wondering what on earth we're going on about, a very good morning to you, by the way. Thank you for listening to us on the radio. But we've got lots of bunting and everything behind us, and we've got a life-size cardboard cutout of the Queen right behind Dawn Neeson, and at a certain angle, the Queen's tiara, or actually her lovely crown, is sitting on your head.
Yes.
Yeah. But there you go.
That's true. Right, let's kick off with the Telegraph, Emma, looking at the service yesterday.
I left my tiara at home today.
Actually, we should have all worn one today, shouldn't we?
What
do you think?
Patriotic earrings.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. All right. Sorry. So, Emma, do go on. Tell us about the service at St Paul's.
Yeah, the Telegraph. The headline is "Thank you for staying the course," and this is the Archbishop of York thanking the Queen for her 70 years of service. And he uses a series of sort of rather lovely horsey equestrian metaphors for her. He says she's very much in the saddle, and yes, thanks her for staying the course, and says there's lots to come. It was a ceremony very much for an absent Queen. I think there was a sense of transition. I think there was a sense of, the future. We saw that statement that she released on Wednesday night, talking about looking to the future with confidence and enthusiasm, not only for the monarchy, I think, but for the nation. And of course, there was a sense of the next stages. There was Charles very much in centre stage, and William as well. So, we can't, of course it's about the Queen and her 70 years, but it's also about what comes next, which will, inevitably come over the next few years.
Yes, that continuity, which is important. I think the Queen very much wants to look at continuity, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's 96 years old. She's not in the best of health, and I think she's aware of sort of setting the groundwork. I think we've seen her slimming down that core, that nexus of working royals, trying to sort out the rift, which I'm sure Dawn is going to talk about, but this sort of difficult situation within the heart of the family at the moment, which is a real problem, and also just trying to kind of build on the enthusiasm and the love of the Queen as we go forward with...
You do wonder, though, if we moved on to the Mail and their coverage of the sort of distance between Prince Harry and Prince William, does it really matter?
I think it does. I think it matters to the Queen, and obviously this is about her. And sort of like, the Mail, as is their wont with around the William and Harry saga, have gone very big on it. It's, pictures of the two couples, William and Kate and Harry and Meghan on page 1, we're so far apart. And as we all know now from the service yesterday, William and Kate were sat in the front row on one side, and Harry and Meghan were on the other side, opposite the aisle in St Paul's, 2 rows back with the minor royals. They were sat with Beatrice and Eugenie, who Harry has kept in touch with and is good friends with. But it is incredibly sad that, there is this rift, and you would have hoped that this weekend in particular, I think the Queen really did go out of her way to invite the Sussexes over in the hope that the boys would start actually building bridges between them. And it just doesn't appear to have happened. I mean, you've only got to watch the scenes, and there's still this coldness between the two of them. And I just think now most of us feel sad looking at this and just want them to be the brothers they once were.
But it would have been a bit odd, wouldn't it, if Harry and Meghan had been sort of lined up with the senior royals and the working royals, and I mean it's just
not only did they voluntarily move away and say they didn't want to be working royals anymore, but they were blinking rude about them.
No, they were, and I think that's the thing. I mean, as much as I really, I was lucky enough to meet the boys when they were very little, when I interviewed Diana, and it was a Children of Courage award ceremony at Westminster Abbey, and I remember Diana saying how pleased she was that her boys were so close, and that she really wanted them to. She knew what was in store for them with the work they had to do as older, and she really wanted them to be there and support one another. And so I think where we are now with the situation would break her heart, obviously, and I think it is breaking the Queen's heart as well. And I think that's why she offered the olive branch. But as you say, Stephen, it would have been wrong for Harry and Meghan to be sitting in the front row. But there is definitely this coldness between the two brothers still.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Excuse me.
Harry doesn't seem to have done anything to
No,
make amends.
and I'm not surprised. And, you know, the one thing I think that really upset William, and he actually was forced to speak about it, wasn't it, was the implication that the royal family, or at least one of them, was racist when they talked about the baby's skin colour. So, yeah, it's hard to forget that sort of thing. But I think in a family, any family, falling out with your sibling, it's life's too short, really, I think.
I'm quite shocked actually at the visuals and at the fact that they really are not meeting. I mean, as far as we know, Harry and William are not meeting up when they're over here. The minute that service was over yesterday, Meghan and Harry go back to Windsor, to Frogmore Cottage. They didn't go to the Guildhall, to the kind of, you know, the reception afterwards. They really are not using it. And you have to remember, the last interview was Harry's interview. Before that was the Oprah interview, where, as you say, Dawn, they made some pretty strong allegations against the royal family. And I think Harry looked fairly shocked at the coldness around him. He didn't look like a happy young chap.
They were the only royals not to go to the Guildhall reception.
Exactly. They left straight away, and I think they will go straight back to California and feel, you know, we don't want to go back.
On the upside, it's baby Lilibet's birthday today. It's her first birthday, and she has evidently met the Queen as well.
Yes, apparently they're saying that it's clearly been leaked out that Lilibet has already met Lilibet.
Yes.
It was the first thing they did when they came here, was they drove to Windsor Castle.
Which is nice.
That's lovely. I can understand the Queen being able to still embrace Harry because she still loves him, and she's older and she's taking that very much a more objective view. But I can also understand Prince William being directly hurt, and Charles.
Absolutely. No, I can as well. I just think it's sad.
And there's still the threat of the book that Harry's coming out with in the autumn. And goodness knows how many interviews they'll do to promote that book.
And the Netflix series, which is, you know, booming as well.
Yeah, well, I hope they can sort.
Don't think they won't do an interview to promote it, because they will.
Oh, they will.
Everybody will be on.
But maybe it'll be a little bit less critical.
Not holding my breath.
No, I know. We shall have to see. To the eye, Emma, looking at the PM, who's got every confidence that without him, the Tory party cannot win the next election.
Yeah, and you know, the crowds outside St Paul's Cathedral might beg to differ yesterday. He apparently got a lot of booing from the crowds.
He also got some cheering, though.
Yeah, and I think it was split. I can't tell. When I hear crowds sort of baying, I'm never sure whether it's boos or cheers, but, you know, experts said there was a lot of booing. Then there was a poll that said it was 80% booing and 20% cheers. I don't know. There was a lot of,
How do you quantify that even?
It's like, it's a bit odd. There was a lot. Anyway, this is very much Johnson's allies hitting back. They're on the back foot. They're very much hitting back for after the Jubilee weekend, when things start to happen, because politics are going to be exciting next week, isn't it? It feels as though those letters might be getting close to the 54 letters needed for the no confidence vote to be triggered. We don't know how many letters there are yet. There is a sense that, you know, Sir Graham Brady is holding back on announcing anything until after the weekend. So Monday, Tuesday are going to be exciting days to watch in Westminster what happens, how people feel when they come back from the recess. And so the allies are hitting back and saying, you know, without me, you'll lose that crucial red wall. You need me, that you need Boris Johnson in power. And let's see what happens. All eyes on Westminster for Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's who's going to take over. And that's, you know, if you were waiting in the wings, you know, would you want to do that job at the moment?
There isn't an obvious successor. No. I think that's what's kept him secure thus far. There isn't anyone really about to leap in now.
It used to be Rishi Sunak, but
that's
not now.
Gone quiet as well.
That's got a bit soggy, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. All right, lovely. Thank you both. Dawn, Emma, we shall catch up with you a little bit later on.
Yes, thank you.